Good morning. Today I will try to make a lesson of interpretation concerning the transcription that I did some years ago for the suite number 4 from Johann Sebastian Bach, written for solo cello, and then my transcription for solo alto recorder. This prelude is fascinating, not impossible, not easy of course, but not impossible, because I think that you can play with a certain calm, not to be fast. It is very, very interesting for the performer, because the first, we can see the first 39-40 bar are exactly the same shape. So you have to repeat 40 times the same things, and this is a quality of the music of Bach, because it's not boring at all, it's wonderful, because Bach knows perfectly the meaning and the sense of the note, of each note, of the harmony. In this case there are arpeggios. And this is very, very interesting for us, because we have nothing to do, not ornament, not... we have just to... What is important and interesting, and model for other interpretation, is that we have to find the shape of the first bar, and the shape, I'm speaking about interpretation, the notes are written by Bach himself, not the note, but the way of playing these notes. And the shape, the quality of the relationship between the first bar and the second. After that you have found this, you have just to follow this, your decision, your choice, for 4 times 10 bars, 40 times 40 bars. And I think if you check the cellist, he'll do the same. Each cello player, put the maximal attention in the first bar. Boom, 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 and then it's ready. It's make the same, normally, the same things for many bars. There is a lot of problems. Some note has not the same sound, some note has not the same difficulty, and the relationship between some notes is not the same. So for technical reason this is very, very difficult. But not in the sense that you have to study a lot, but that you have to check and to control what you are doing. What could be the shape of the interpretation? We have to look the score, and the first thing that we recognize is then the bar are repeated. The first bar is the same of the second, the fourth bar is the same of the third, the sixth bar is the same of the fifth. So there is like an echo. And then we have to decide if we will make exactly the same, or a little piano, or a little staccato. And then, most important, we have to decide how we play the first bar. And what will we see in the first bar? That Bach put the stress, the most important note at the beginning, and it is the lower one. Boom! And cello, of course, could be very low, alto at some limits. Above the Fa cannot do nothing, but the cello arrive until a C. F, E, D, C. Boom! The second is very, very high, 2 octaves, and this arpeggio is descending. F, C, A, C, F, A, C. But descending not in the same way. If we think a number is not 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. No. 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. So the first part and the second part are not the same. Okay. What could be our interpretation? My interpretation is that I play like a jump hill tennis ball. Boom, 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 boom. So with not so much, but with an accelerando, and before the end a small rallentando, but with great stress on the first note. Tum, 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 tum. Tum, 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 tum. And you can continue for 40 bar. We will speak about what is changing because there is some change in some part. This change is written by Bach, but the change is also written by me because the alto recorder doesn't have the same quantity of notes that could make a cello. In this case, the bar is not repeated because Bach need to go bar 6, 7, 8, 9, the lower note is F, 10, the lower note is E, 11, the lower note is D. So Bach is going from F to E. In the cello, the E is lower than F, but in the alto recorder we can make an E but not a D, so I change the register. And you have to find a way as a recorder player so the people will follow you that after the lower F we have an E. The problem is until D. After the D, the structure is the same of Bach because D, C, B, natural, G, so it's more easy. And it's not easy. The room is cold. I don't play in the same way the repetition and the change. This was typical in bar 13, 14, 15. Between 13 and 14 there is just a repetition, so I can go more easily. Not exactly the same note, but the same chord. but between 14 and 15 there is a total change. So I make a greater rallentando. I repeat 13, 14 and 15. The important is the relationship between the end of 14 and the beginning of 15. I'm sorry. So I'm writing a little more between F and C. Then, this is interesting, 15 and 16, the chord is the same, but Bach put a seventh in this chord of C major. It's wonderful, the harmony. And the B flat is the seventh in the chord of C major, but after, in bar 17, the E flat is the seventh of the chord of F major. Starting from 15. Also in this case, I change the register because the recorder has not a lower E, or can be one lower E, but after it can be the D, so it is the same. I have to change the register. The last note of bar 22 in the original score, I think I remember that it was 1 octave or 2 octave lower. Now we are 23. This bar is not repeated. It's a bar for making a change. It's going in another direction. And this 27 you have to consider like a new beginning. The descending note, the C, is the seventh of the chord of D major, D, F sharp, A, C. And here we have the difficulty of the F sharp that you can have put in your flute upon the legs. As you can see, it's very important the relationship between the last note of one bar and the first note of the bar after. Is a strong relationship. It could be the line note or the sensibile or a seventh descending. In bar 30, Do, C descending and B flat is a seventh. In bar 31, F sharp going a G, I think the English names line note, as the note number 7 of the scale going at the note number 8. And this relationship between F sharp and E flat is diminished, I don't know what, seventh, settima diminuita. chord that Bach loved a lot. And you have to recognize when you are finish something or when you are going from one place to another. This G in bar 35 is something like an hand, so a new start. And now something new, going an arpeggio that's going from the lower A to the higher D. And then again another arpeggio, this of the chord G sharp, B natural, D. We are turning around the dominant of A minor, E, G sharp, B, D, but Bach doesn't put the E in bar 43, he will put the E in bar 44. In bar 43 is a diminished 7th upon the 7th note of the scale of A minor, G sharp, B natural, D, F. But in 43 is a normal 7th of dominant. And then A minor. You have to know harmony, to know theoretically or to know with your musical sensibility, with your talent. You have to recognize that the bar 44 is a cadenza going to bar 45. Burn. And here, a surprise, a D sharp that's completely new. Why D sharp? Before bar 33 we had an E flat. It's the same sound, but with a different meaning. D sharp is when you have to make the chord B, D sharp, F sharp. That is the dominant of E, G sharp, B. That is the dominant of A, C, E. So the dominant of E minor. You can write a lot also from the rest. And after a part there is free, you can play it legato because there is not rhythmical importance. It's just like Hallelujah. Oh. What is interesting is that we have 2 times 7 notes are the same, and after. And musical, when you have a literal repetition, this is important. It's something that you have to recognize more. 9 notes there are the 7. Hold this note, and after going up, is interesting. It has an F sharp, but when it's arrived at the top is E natural. This is typical in the minor scale. That you have a note sharp when you're making a fragment of scale, but you have a note natural when you have the higher note ta. We have an half tone between E, F, and E. These 16ths are for putting in relationship the long D sharp to the fact that the piece starts with its schema, rhythmical schema. Bim, 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 bim. So you can breathe before the E or after the E. Both are good. If you check the first bar of the piece, is what not without head. So the piece doesn't start but so I think that the best point in which to take your breath is between A and E. This is difficult. Da 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 da. This is like Arabian music. In the 18th century is used. It's not. It exists, but it is rare. We are in E minor. Here in the bar after we are in A minor. In the bar after we are again in E minor. So it is between this dominant of A minor and dominant of the dominant of A minor. In the original score, I think that it's arrived until E, but the flute has a problem to make an E, so I had to change the note. Chord of 7th, not the shape of this 16. Da 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 da. So 4 notes with the accent on the last. It was a great problem. The note at the end of bar 58 is not a perfect solution, but it's the only one that I found. Probably in the original was G sharp, B, G sharp, F natural, E, but it was complicated to make an E, so I decided to change the note. And then in the bar 59 we have a chord and then a scale. We have not to play in the same way. The scale is less important, it's more oh. Here we have a note and that's something like Ta ta ra ta 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 bum ta ta ra ta 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 ra ta 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 ta. So the sentence starts with the second note. And then a cadenza, the trill. There is not too many trill in this piece. It seems that this is the only one. No, there are three trill. Three trill in one piece is very few trills. Normal the trill at the finish with higher A, but start with the lower A, and the piece start again as the beginning in A minor. No. Here I have to decide a lot of things. For example, if I put a lower F in 69 was good for relationship. This is more Bach than. But the problem is that if you play a lower F after it felt this shape, bam, ba, 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 bam. When you make a transcription, it's like when you translate a poem. It's a pity because you have to renounce something to change something else. You have to decide what is important. These details or these. You cannot put all. A translation of a poem, it's very, very difficult. And sometimes the transcription of a music too. And here, a new idea with some repetition. Dum da da dum da, dum da da dum da, dum da da dum da, dum da da dum da. Dun da da dum da, dun da da dum da. The note has a strange relationship, but with no one tonality in which you have D flat and B natural, or G flat and E natural. There is no one tonality. There is both notes are an half tone the distance from the note in the middle, and there is no scale in which you have two notes at the distance of half tone for another one. Arpeggio, B flat minor, strange tonality. There is a chord of the seventh of C minor, but the E is natural, so is a diminished seventh, but from C major. I'm a bar 76. Something that we have still listed, da 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 da, but here not descending, going up, growing. It's interesting, bar 77, the same pattern, the second four note and then the third and then the fourth are the same, but the note number 2 is ever more higher. arpeggio, F minor, G flat major. I think that we are in F minor, but with a G flat that is not in F minor. Oh, here we have a C flat. Si, mi, la, re, sol, do. Yes, we are in G flat major. Why we are in G flat major? Because G flat major is an half tone of F major. This piece is in F major, and back before F major play like in flamenco G flat major. This passage of two major chords at the distance of an half tone is typical from Spanish music. I don't think that Bach was thinking at Sevilla, but it's make this. I suggest to play legato. And then the piece starts from the beginning. And then the last note are B flat, D, F. This is the dominant of E flat, of E. Oh, I'm sorry. I told a wrong thing. It's E natural. B flat is the dominant of E flat, but this is the E is natural because we are in F major, and E is the line note, the sensibile of F major. This is a fourth augmented between B flat and E natural. This is interesting. Before a trill upon E that is making dawn with F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, back, right, F, E. So it's like the trill was starting before the beginning. And then this trill finish in nothing because we have a scale starting with C. And we cannot have a relationship between these two notes, the last E and the C has not a relationship. For the alto recorder player is a pain. It's very difficult to make so many higher F, because higher F is a note that could be good, not good, totally wrong. When you have one F, 2, 5, but here I think there is 30, 40 or more higher F. So it's very difficult. I will not be calm to make this piece in one concert. I hope it has been useful. Bye bye. I published this music some years ago, some transcription. The first volume is the suite number 1 and number 2. The second volume number 3 and number 4. And now I'm finished number 5 and number 6. You will find the link in the description. Bye bye.